Okay, this is my audience. This is the rise of medicinal marijuana in America. Today, there are many illegal drugs around us. Laws keep us away from many of these drugs, but drugs still exist. One of these drugs is cannabis, otherwise known as marijuana, and it has recently become illegal in several states. 26 states and the District of Columbia have decriminalized possession of small amounts of marijuana. If more people were informed on the positive impacts of marijuana could have, it could quickly become legal on the federal level. Americans should legalize the use of marijuana on the federal level due to the positive outcomes it has had in the states where medical marijuana has been legalized for recreational use as well as medicinal use. I connect to this topic personally because I have family members whose lives have been positively impacted by the legalization of marijuana in states where said legalization has been approved. I've also always lived in a state where marijuana has been illegal and have no firsthand experience with the use of marijuana, but I intend to look at the issues presented with an objective and informed point of view. The research that I've gathered is not only informative to you, but is myself as well. My goal is to advocate for you for the legalization of marijuana to help us understand its impacts on society. Many of us tend to think that marijuana is bad just because it's illegal, but many don't know what it is. I will address the many false misconceptions of marijuana that need to be corrected because marijuana is not addictive nor harmful. In fact, it can be very beneficial. Legalization of marijuana would lead to economic advancement and improved well-being in many Americans struggling from a wide variety of illnesses. Despite being a controversial topic and not being legalized in many states, marijuana is used for recreational and medicinal purposes with positive impacts and should be legalized all over the United States. What is marijuana? Marijuana is a psychoactive drug that from the cannabis plant that is used primarily for medicinal or recreational purposes. The main psychoactive component of cannabis is tetrahydrocannabinol, which is one of the 483 known compounds in the plant, including at least 65 other cannabinoids, including cannabinol. Cannabis can be used by smoking, vaporizing within food, or as an extract. There are many misconceptions about marijuana, according to Slavitz in 2010. One of the two highly most misconceptions about marijuana is highly physically addictive and marijuana is harmful. As you can see, most of the things that you hear about marijuana being bad are usually myths because it's proven by scientists that marijuana is neither physically addicting nor harmful in any way. There are many economic reasons for legalization. First of all, the government, according to Krishna in 2019, has funding for the economy, and it would definitely benefit that, as well as income and jobs in both our states and as well as in unemployment. It would also help regulate our public safety. One of it is with regulations. Marijuana product testing is becoming more of a standard requirement for legalized marijuana markets. This means consumers are better informed about the use by the marijuana that they use, according to procon.org in 2018. Also, another reason is it would limit teen usage, according to the NIDA in 2019. Phasing out black market and drug dealers within the community, the criminalization of marijuana use disproportionately harms young people and people of color, sponsors massive levels of violence and corruption, and fails to curb youth access, according to drugpolicies.org in 2019. Now, let's talk about how marijuana should be legalized medicinally. Medicinally, criminalizing cannabis prevents patients from finding viable treatment options and violates a right to health and safety. According to the Declaration of Independence and our own Declaration in America, all men have certain unalienable rights such as life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, which are not fulfilled by the federal governments if they are refused treatment, which can improve the quality of or even save patients' lives. Patients must resort to purchase black market cannabis, which puts them at risk both legally and physically, according to drugpolicy.org in 2019. According to Blake in 2019, medicinal marijuana is a more effective treatment rather than traditional government-approved opioids. Cannabinoids can help to treat symptoms related to AIDS, glaucoma, epilepsy, and cancer, and that's just physical treatment. There's also mental health treatment that it helps treat. Cannabis treats depression, anxiety, prevents seizures, treats schizophrenia, helps improve cognitive abilities, cures PTSD, helps manage stress, and improves sleep. There are many benefits to come from the legalization of marijuana. Studies from the Institute of Medicine show that if the use of marijuana was legalized, it would not only increase illicit drug use within the general population, nor it, nor would it influence users to continue harder drugs. Um, According to the DEA, marijuana is a Schedule 1 drug, and Schedule 1 drugs, substances, or chemicals are defined as drugs with no currently accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse, which is wrong. Marijuana should not be classified as a drug as opposed to prescription drugs, which have much higher overdose rates, as according to in 2010, it was responsible for approximately 23,000 deaths in the United States, rather than marijuana having no reported overdoses ever. The goal of legalization of the goal of legalization is to alleviate the pain and suffering of patients in need of relief, not to promote the use of illegal and harmful substances. Marijuana does not cause people to use hard drugs. For most people, marijuana is a terminus rather than a so-called getaway drug. Marijuana has so many positive impacts. Are you ready to picture a society with the legalization of marijuana? Close your eyes and imagine a world with less crime, less pain and suffering, a lot more relaxation. Think of everyone that could be positively impacted by the legalization of marijuana. Think of the children that would no longer have seizures anymore, or the cancer patients that have less pain and a lot more relaxation. Imagine a world where we don't have to depend on opiates rather than depend on plants that come from our very own green earth in order to help heal us. Open your eyes. If you don't act now, then when? I want everyone to truly understand the positive impacts that marijuana could bring onto our society and economy overall. We must take care of our bodies. The greatest fulfillment is to be able to know that you have been able to impact this world positively. We've addressed the issue of marijuana needing to be legalized, if not at least decriminalized everywhere. In addition, we have reflected on how there are many misconceptions, however, they're all untrue, and marijuana has a very positive and beneficial thing to our society. We can keep fighting and advocating for the legalization of marijuana as a nation in order to truly better America. The way that you can achieve impacting the society is by advocating for the legalization of marijuana. The support and advocacy of the legalization of marijuana will not only help your community, but can help better us as a nation overall. We as Americans need to come together in order to see the truly positive impacts that this can bring.